Alrighty, the next quest in the Dawn Trail Manderville questline is a Vandal in the wild, Vandal, like thief Vandal, in the wild, given to us by Hardi boiled outside of his home in Solution 9. Level 100, let's go. Cutscene. If it isn't mercy, been keeping yourself sharp, I trust. My options are sharp as a razor, or reasonably, or I've been sharper. Sharp as a razor. Determined nod, determined face, smile, arms crossed. Good to hear. In our line of work, you gotta stay in peak condition and be ready for anything. In any case, you picked a good moment to come by. I've managed to recover more data and learned about another experimental subject. Oh, I dare say that is the cue for us to lend our investigative skills once more, says Hildy, off-screen. He and Nashu are here. He poses, she waves. She gives her little butt-out pose, followed by the meow meow, like the arms in the sky, like the cat arms. Tail twitching. He keeps posing. She claps for him. We're just watching. It seems this criminal had his soul put into the body of a... Ooh. Charlie A.U.A. Kawa H.E.A. Healoa. Kawa Healoa. Yeah, I'm gonna pronounce it like that. Kawa Healoa. That's a two-legged wolf, in case you weren't familiar. Prior to that, the man was a notorious vandal who went around causing wanton destruction, targeting everything from shops to government facilities. Didn't have any grand motive, was all for the thrill of it. A real piece of work. Like the sticky-fingered Cyclops, odds are he's up to his old antics in his new body, and is a pawn of the mysterious researcher. Hildy pops up behind him. Such a fiend wreaking havoc in a densely populated area would swiftly attract attention. If our wolfman were to make mischief, I expect it would be somewhere outside the city. Hardi looks back at him. Heh, not half bad reasoning for a soft-boiled dope. As you say, the fiend's likely to strike places outside of Solution 9. Big, open-mouthed, goofy smile from Hildy. We don't have any leads beyond that, though, so I have a mind to pay one of my trusted sources a visit. Mamon's Mary Y, Mary O, Nancy Delta, apostrophe Sam. Mamon's his name, and his business is knowing every bugger else's. His business is knowing every bugger else's, like everybody else's business. Come on, he ought to be at his usual spot nearby. He starts walking. Hildy turns to Nashu and approaches her. Maimond, does that not remind you of our friend Wymond? It does. Do you suppose we'll get to meet a Yormond, too? He goes walking after Hardi. She goes walking after Hildy. Quest accepted. Quest goes blacky. We run across sea to the easty and the northy. Gonna sprinty. I'll stop now. Sorry. Actually could have used the teleport system to get closer faster, but I'm not that bright. I didn't think of it until it was too late. And even then it wasn't too late, but I kept going anyway. Up some stairs, east, northeast. We find Mymond. Oh. Why does he look familiar? Is he like the clone-ish or like the twin-ish guy of the East Aldenard Trading Company dude? Is that who Wymond is? Anyway, he's got the red glasses, like the small ovular lens red glasses. Hildy's leaning forward a bit, hand to chin, kind of inspecting him. But this dude's leaning against a light post, kind of a black leather jacket, somewhat tattered blue jeans, black boots, also the futuristic motif that a lot of the clothing has here, kind of some lights here and there, like electronics maybe. We talk to Mymond to continue. Mymond, whatever. Cutscene. Arms crossed. The tint of his glass is like a dark red. He looks around to all of us. Ain't often seen you with company, detective. What can I do for you today? Hardi explains why we're here. explains something else to the three of us. Hildy explains something or says something to Mimond. I say something. Cutscene goes, like, camera goes up, cutscene goes black, comes back down to a close-up of Mimond. A thrill-seeking vandal in the body of a fiend. Sounds like a recipe for trouble, alright? He's also got, like, one of those electric necklaces. I don't know, it's not a shock, I mean, you know. Now, can't say as I've heard any talk of vandalism, neither in or around Everkeep. But there's a hunter who caught sight of a solitary Kawahealoa near the barrier recently. It went into Vanguard and didn't come back out, so he assumed it went to Shaaloani. What struck him the most, though, was the queer way it moved. Seemed more man than beast, he said. Kawahealoas are fiercely territorial creatures that live in packs. This lone wolf's our vandal. I'd wager my gun on it. We'll head to Shaaloani right away. Thanks for the lead, Mimond. Hildy's still inspecting his face. Mimond turns to him. 'Tis truly uncanny indeed, the resemblance you bear to my friend. His name is Wymond, and information is his stock in trade as well. Not only do we have similar faces and names, but we're in the same business besides. Well, bugger me with a lightning rod. You know, you look rather like the detective yourself, only you're either younger or have a better skincare regimen. You brothers or something? Ridiculous, they both say, waving their, like, exact same motions of their hands. One hand goes out to the guy, and then they kind of do like this arms spreading swimming kind of motion. They both say ridiculous at the same time. Detective Hardibold and I are not the least bit alike. Damn right, don't compare me to this preening ninny. They look to each other. Mimond laughs a lot. All right. Didn't mean to ruffle any feathers. He looks to Nashu. She looks back at him. Camera zooms in on her for a second. But you, lass, something about you reminds me of the detective's assistant. Takes me back, it does. Hardi looks a little bit shocked. Nashu cocks her head. Hardi looks down, turns away, adjusts his tie. We should get going. Let's gather in front of Vanguard before heading to Shaaloani. He walks off. Bows from Nashu and Hildy. They walk off as well, leaving me. I turn, watching them go. Cutscene goes black. We go a ways back, me and Hardibold and his assistant. They're the reason I fell into this trade, you might say. Didn't need to talk to him, but felt like it, so. We go to Shaaloani, station in Heritage Found. 222 to teleport there. That was alliteration. 222 to teleport there. Actually, even there is a T. It's just a differently pronounced T, obviously. Teleport terror. Yeah. That is in the southish east of Heritage Found. We fly south and a little bit east along the pathway to I think it's like a tunnel system that gets us like through these cliffs, through these hills and under the dome. Oh, we talked to Hardibold at the outside of the tunnel to continue. This'll be my first time beyond the barrier. Wonder if I can find a quiet bar that doesn't water down its drinks. He turns and leaves. They follow. Cutscene. We are walking through the man-made tunnel. Like we have the electrope walls made of metal and stuff. Some stretching from Hildy, who still crackles with electric energy. He says, "Inspector, you're all glowy tingly." She's thinking on it. Must be the lightning round I hit you with. The after effects can linger a while, I'm afraid. He starts posing. No need for concern. Far from causing discomfort, the lightning appears to have improved my circulation. I feel haler than I have in recent memory, he says, posing and crackling. You really are an oddball. I have a little, you don't know the half of it look on my face. Hardi keeps walking. Sees some trash and some flies of sort. Wah! beetles. Takes out his gun, starts shooting wildly in that direction. They kind of go scurrying around and past his feet and then past us. He is breathing heavily. I must say, Detective, I hadn't expected your hardened self to suffer from a fear of insects, Hildy says, laughing a bit. Nashu gives her little hands in front of her face, kick up, and such adorable ones, too. He runs over to us, starts throwing a tantrum. They're not just any insect, they're oglops, bringers of death and disease. There wasn't, that's what it was. Okay, in Final Fantasy IX, which there's a lot of Alexandria, you know, that was in Final Fantasy IX. The king or steward of one of the nations, I think it might have been Cid, was an Oglops for a little bit, if not the entire time. I don't remember. Get a hold of yourself now. An egg will set you straight. He's patting his jacket, can't find any. Looks up to the sky, falls to his knees, hands, head down. You fool, you didn't bring any, not a single one. Damn it all. Sorry. Oh dear, never have I seen such a severe case of egg withdrawal. I think on it. Nashu gets an idea, holds a finger up in front of her face, big smile, does her work again, creates a stovetop, saunters over, has an egg in her fingers again. Think you could boil this to the good detectives? Gosh dang it, hold on. This might be my last one. Dang. It's not even 6 yet. Think you could boil this to the good detective's liking? Think you could boil this to the good... Yeah. She has set up a stovetop, portable. I take the egg. We get the black and white screen again. Nashu doing the legs uncrossing and crossing in a seductive manner in her skimpy-ish tuxedo. I'm back in my detective noir outfit, which I still really I hope we get at the end of this. She's looking at me. I look at the pot of boiling water on the stovetop in this scene. She cocks her head to the left a little and winks. Monocle on her right eye, sitting atop the countertop. I reach into a pocket, put the egg in the boiling water. My options are, how long will you boil the egg? 6 minutes, 12 minutes, 20 minutes. Obviously the answer is 12 from the previous quest, I believe. I think these quests are some time apart, so you might not have remembered. But we get a close-up of the boiling pot with the egg. We're both just watching it. We hear a timer. Black and white still. I got the sunglasses, the detective hat, the trench coat. I nod when the timer beeps. Determined look on my face. I have a very shiny egg. Hardi is approaching me like a beggar. He's like, oh my god, really? This isn't another trick, is it? Bah, I'll chance it. Swipes it. Peels it without cracking it on his head. Puts it in his mouth. Whole. No reaction. Screen on me, screen on him, screen on me, screen on him, screen on me, him, me, him, me, him, me, him, me, him, me, him. Now we're back to color. Present. You choose. Choose some more. So dumb. Swallows. Head down a little bit. Black screen behind him. Points a finger in the air. Glowy screen behind him. The texture of the yolk, firm and assured, not untested but not broken down by the weight of the world. The essence of a survivor. Okay. You're a woman that knows the score, Mercy. I'm glad to have you at my back. Now she jumps for joy. Looks like you boiled it just right. Well done. Hildy claps. I give a fist and palm in front of my face. At any rate, I feel like myself again. Appreciate it, Mercy. I had every confidence you could aid the good detective, my dear assistants. Come, let us continue on. Nashu gives her hands clasped, foot kick up thing. Kick up behind her. And we continue on with one of the bugs following us from a distance. I don't remember what they're called. I don't remember. Screen goes black. We are on the other side in the kind of desertish, but not like totally devoid of. There's plenty of green bushes and trees, but drab grasslands, you know, I guess, patchy. Hildy's looking around. So this is the outside world. It's gonna take some getting used to being under a sky without limits. Right, we should begin by talking to the locals. That a town I see over there? I say something to him. Shaaloani Spring. So Sam H-E, Nancy E-W-E, Zebra I. Shaaloani Springs, eh? As good a place as any. Come on, let's go. He turns and goes. Hildy, Nashu after him. I follow. Depending on where this quest ends. Oh shit, I didn't do one for cooking. Oh, that's because I'm gonna, yeah. This is where the Custom Deliveries happens for Nitowikwe. Nope, didn't mean to do that. She is the co-leader of the railroad here. And since it is Wednesday, I didn't do anything yesterday, we have 6 deliveries we can do. So I'll make some engineer's supply kits. And that will cap us off with her. So there'll be cutscenes that we can also go, but there'll be, you can stick around if you want to. We'll see where this quest ends with us though. Talk to Hardi outside of town. It's kind of a shanty town, like an Old West style town. Not so shanty anymore, like the buildings are in good repair, but it is like Old West wood. Very, very motif there. An old-fashioned place, this, but it's got a ruggedness that speaks to me. A man could get used to it. Anyway, let's split up and ask around, see if there's been any acts of vandalism in these parts. You learn something, you come and tell me. They all disappear, walking through me. Let's start with the one closest here. Kepa Yute, a square-jawed, you know, so the Hildebrands, they look pretty square-jawed. That's what this guy kind of looks like. I call them the square-jawed humans. He's writing some notes, checking over some cargo, probably. I ask him, vandalism? Don't get me started. Some miscreant busted up some of our drilling equipment. I pour my blood, sweat, and tears into keeping everything running, so it had me seeing red. Ceruleums are livelihood, so the perpetrator can't possibly be a local. It's an outsider, mark my words. The next closest is to the southeast. A Makot female tending to some hanging laundry, Shiho. I ask her. She's got a red cap on, and she's youngish, like maybe early 20s. This top is the same top you can make or buy as you level up crafting. I think it's somewhere between 80 and 90 in levels. Oh yes, I heard that a barn was destroyed the other day, smashed to pieces, by all accounts. Why would anyone do such a senseless thing? I've had that top as part of my crafting outfit for a while. I did until I haven't really glamored the new stuff because it looks kind of cool. Well, the one before this was like you had a tie, you were kind of in a suit and tie, sort of. But this isn't bad either. I like it. I don't have an example of what the outfit used to look like. It's probably, actually, do I have it in my glamour? Hold on a second. Would it be under social? Not this, but this is another one that I had for a while. Not this either. I can't find it. I don't think I saved it. It's fine. We talked to a Tonawawatan, W-A-W-Tan, Tonawawatan officer. Got a gun at his back. human by all looks of it. Kind of gunslinger attire. As a matter of fact, there's been a spate of vandalism targeting barns and equipment. The culprit strikes when no one's around and leaves no trace. So we don't have so much as a lead. Baffled as we are, we've posted a generous bounty. Information's welcome too, of course, so if you see any suspicious activity, be sure to let us know. We run west and talk to Hardi Boiled and Hildy, who are talking to the same person, I think, at the exact same time, and that person's looking kind of confused and a little bit scared. Hardi waves, Hildy gives a bow, person just runs off. Hey, managed to learn anything? I go over what I've learned. We heard much the same. Our Vandal's been busy. By the way, have you seen Nashu? I'm not sure where she's gone. You serious? How can you not know where your own assistant is? We'd better split up and find her. They both walk in the same direction, although it doesn't really matter a whole lot. By the way, is the Lalafell creep somewhere nearby as well? Yep, here we go. He's over here. Hey, bud. Hiding behind a bush. Nashu is over here talking to a cocky ruffian and two of his gang. We talked to her to turn the quest in, so we will get to do the crafting on this video. Oh, hello there, Mercy. I could use a little help. Cutscene. Hildy comes running up to join us. She's panicking while these three ruffians are talking to her. I say, Nashu, have you been making new friends? Cocky ruffian says, know her, do ya? And all the chaos she's been sowing too, no doubt. They all have guns at their backs. Whatever do you mean? The bug runs a circle and dashes away. The ruffian, shaggy purple hair, human, tan skin. Don't play the fool. We saw her polishing them bombs. Hildy, nervous, looks from Nashu to them and back in the blah blah. That's right. She's the one been blowing things up. We're taking her in and collecting the bounty, says the female ruffian. For the umpteenth time. They're not bombs. They're medicine, she says, being petulant. Hildy puts a finger in the air, very nervous, shaking. Yeah, verily. Though they may look, and indeed explode, like bombs, they are in fact potent restoratives. My assistant is not the Vandal you seek. Still shaky. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Exploding medicine. Ha! Hildy's panicked, like, figuring if he should run. Let's all take a deep breath now. Oh, sorry. Let's all take a deep breath now, says Hardi Boiled off screen. He's behind them, leaning against some crates, some big rectangular crates of wood. No need to get so hot and bothered. We can talk this through, resolve things peacefully. They turn to him. I don't know who you are, but we're done talking here. He looks over his shoulder at Nashu. She's the Vandal, and that's that. You'll stand aside if you know what's good for you. He takes a few steps toward him. If you're not willing to be civil, then we'll have to settle this the old-fashioned way. He draws finger guns out of his coat, does this little, like, left look quickly, and then finger gun in front of his face. A standoff. Hildy runs up between the two of them. Detective, wait. I am emphatically opposed to violence. I must insist that we resolve this in a gentlemanly manner. Hardi eats an egg. These kids wouldn't know a gentleman if he shot him in the rear. Don't waste your breath. You asked for it, old man. You want a duel? I'll give you a duel. He does this little finger gun thing again. Just remember that you had other options. Now we're gonna need witnesses, so let's take it elsewhere. The three of them turn and walk away. Hildy, arms spread, turns and watches them go. Like, don't worry your little head. It ain't to the death. And he goes walking after them. Hildy thinks a bit. Ill at ease though I am with Detective Hardi Boyle's chosen approach. Goddamn, it seems we must defer to him. I smile and nod. We got a black screen. Now we have the bright sun in the sky, a wooden windmill, stare down between Hardi and the lead ruffian. An oval of people has formed around us. Not in the line of fire, obviously. Tumbleweed rolls across. We get slowed, like stop with slow motion of the windmill turning. He puts on a brave face, but he's nervous. Watch the eyes. He'll rush to finish it. These are Hardy Boyled's thoughts. He puts on a brave face, but he's nervous. We see a speck of food on his lip, or near his lip. What's that red smudge? Had yourself some poached eggs smothered in tomato sauce, did you? A soft choice for a soft bastard. Camera pans to me. Not the least bit phased. Hard recognizes hard, like game recognizes game. And I can tell you're a woman who's been to hell and back. Even I could learn a thing or two from you. Still Hardy's thoughts. Now she's falling asleep, standing up. Whoa, you kidding me? All this fuss over you and you're having a snooze? Heh, you've got moxie, dollface. Just like her. Dream sweet dreams now. Hildy's posing, crackling with energy. Still charged with lightning. That's impressive in its own way. But never mind that oaf for now. I've got a job to do. Sorry. Zooms in on the ruffian again. We see his back. An old-fashioned firearm like most carried in these parts. Watch the barrel, dodge the bullet. See some sparkles in the dude's hair? Luscious locks for a roughneck. Don't know what fancy hair treatment you use, sweet prince, but a bar of soap is all I need. We zoom in on Hardy's face. His glasses twinkle. I've seen enough. This one's in the bag. Slow motion stops. The ruffian pulls out the weapon from behind his back, shoots 2 bullets. Hardy dodges as he pulls his gun, shoots him with 1 shot. He electrifies, falls down. Now she wakes up. There's cheering. There's shock of surprise from the other ruffians. They rush to his aid. They both pull out their guns, pointing at Hardy. Piss on the old laws. Long as you win, it don't matter how, says the woman. I get determined look on my face. Hardy sees a bug coming. Fast at him. Super scared face. The bug launches up. Gunshots. Yes. Hardy, in Matrix fashion, back bends, like so knees at 90 degrees, back like parallel to the floor, the bug on his face, shocked, like scared face. Bug goes rushing off past him. His eyes go white. He has formed an arch with his body, frozen. Who the hell are you? Says the woman ruffian. Kamake, what's going on here? He's the Makot male who is like the sheriff of this town. Goes running in with his deputies. The deputies approach the ruffians who put their arms up. Cutscene goes black for a second. So that's the way of it. But non-lethal rounds or no, the law forbids dueling in town. As such, this will be treated as an illegal gunfight, and the guilt falls on the side that drew first. You lot are coming with me. They all give postures of, oh man. Nashu jumps for joy. Hildy poses. Now it seems this all began when they saw the lady with what looked like bombs and assumed she was the Vandal. Well, you don't strike me as a miscreant. I'd like to examine the objects for good measure, says the sheriff. Now she was shocked for a second, smiles, nods her head, approaches him with the bomb held out in front of her face. It's sort of a weird smile. I must say it does look like a bomb. Hildy takes it. An understandable if unfortunate misunderstanding. Despite its worrisome appearance, I assure you, good sir, that this is a bespoke medicine that rejuvenates me when I'm feeling poorly. He's holding it, finger up. He is crackling with energy that I'm assuming is about to... Ooh, his finger is crackling with energy also. Somewhat. Well, okay, we'll let it play out. And it sparks the fuse on the bomb. He looks at it, shocked face. Looks over at everybody else who is backed far away very quickly. all just watching him. Mouth wide open. Gets his dopey smile. Bomb explodes. hitting him. I mean, Hardi is sort of in the blast radius, but Hildy is now torso down, buried in sand. The sheriff comes over. That's a bomb, or I was born yesterday. He starts twitching legs. Oh, I feel like a new man. Tis as if I walk upon a cloud. Enough of that hogwash. While this alone doesn't prove she's the Vandal, we're going to keep her in the jailhouse till we know more. She rushes over. Are meals served at this jailhouse? Well, that they are. She gives a joyous, like, arms wide expression. The camera looks at the male ruffian, the lead, the female. They're all downtrodden. Her hands are behind her back, big smile on her face. See you. She goes sauntering, the three of them behind her, being led, not as happy. Hildy pulls himself out of the ground on his butt. I will come for you, Nashu. Nashu, what did I just say? I will come for you, Nashu. I will find the true criminal and clear your good name. This I swear. The camera looks at the backs of the heads of the red-haired Makote male that's part of the sheriff's posse. Had that evil, doing no good smile on his face, but none of us could see it. A Vandal in the wild is complete, 1697 gil. I think I might be done. There is no extra scene. We do see Hildy kind of looking around, unsure what to do next, maybe a little bit panicked. Hardi has a hand to his chest. I don't know what is going on in his mind, but maybe still shock of fear from the bug. Who knows? But that is the end. Oh wait, no, that's not. But yeah, we will wave and oops, hold on, dang it. Hold on, I got this. We'll do our pose here. And now, if you want to see what the crafting looks like, we'll do it really quick. We're doing it on Culinarian because none of the crafting that I'm doing really, like for making all of this gear, there's nothing Culinarian about it at all. But yeah, we go over to Nitowikwe. The engineers need supplies to complete their tasks. I don't suppose you have any, do you, Mercy? Make a delivery. Oh, so yeah. Engineer supply click, kit. We right click it. Crafting method. It is 1 per craft of the engineer supply kit components. We only do 3 though, even though it says 6 remaining. And you'll see why in a second. 31.50 for the 3 of them in total. We pop our crafty thingy, we go to special recipes, custom deliveries, Nitowikwe, engineer supply kit, and we get to crafting. It's level 92, we're far past it. Reflect to start, because I feel like it. I'm not level 100, so I don't have that like freebie thing. I do want to move this over here though. Something feels off about this, but I'll figure it out later. I like to use manipulation, great strides, innovation, preparatory touch, and we got a good proc, so I'll use precise touch. We can already, we're way past this, so I can already use a Bayergot's Blessing to cap this out. A veneration this time, a groundwork, a second groundwork. We've lost our buff there. I still need 900-ish. 845 would bring us to 4225, and we need 4250, so I can't just go doing that. Do a Master's Mend to get our durability back by a little bit, and we just groundwork out. We get 2 more of these. Reflect, manipulate, great strides, innovation, prep touch, basic touch. We got a proc, so we'll use a precise. Or actually, we can probably just finish, right? Yeah, we just finish. Ooh, that wouldn't finish. So precise. Let me just finish off here. Veneration, groundwork. We can't do another one yet, but we can grab some more durability and then do a double groundwork, and that should cap us. It's a little bit different every time-ish. You'll repeat yourself because of what I think I've figured out is that every craft, they only have so many patterns that can happen when it comes to condition procs. And you'll recognize some. I might be wrong, you know, or it could just be random chance. It really could. So maybe I'll shut up. I don't know. Anytime you get a proc during the progress phase, you can use an intensive. And actually, we can probably finish off. Yeah, we can finish with careful. So there's our 3. We talked to Nitowikwe to turn him in. Oops. Left click at this time. Hand over. Engineers like Shenza and Zalpia are the grease that keeps our wheels turning. We'd be fools not to make their toolboxes. Sorry, make sure their toolboxes are well stocked. And then she says, "Mercy, you've outdone yourself. I could scour the springs and never find something half as good as this." She'll say the same thing every time. We hit level 99, yay! Same thing. And this will cap us. Wait right here. I gotta show the boys. They'll be ecstatic. Hehehe. She walks off. Cutscene. We're back. Nitowikwe. These are the 2 guys that you meet really early on when you're in Shaaloani and you start doing the quests to revitalize the rail, like the train and the railway system, to get into Heritage Found. Guess what, Mercy? I showed them your latest delivery. They insisted on thanking you themselves. Shenza. Mercy, you rascally aspis. Wow, interesting. Rascally aspis. That's not a snake. These supplies you brought us are better than I could have dreamed. You should hear what the others are saying, says Zapia. They like the feel of the tools so much they've half a mind to build another train. It's about time. You know, I've been thinking, perhaps our next model ought to fly. With the dome's technology, that may just be possible. But can it still be called a train if it doesn't need tracks? He thinks on it. Then again, when it comes to trains, perhaps no dream is too big. If it were me, why, I'd recreate the Dawn Blazer, armed to the spokes with weaponry. I look a little bit shocked. Nitowikwe crosses her arms. We can discuss your ideas in further detail after our railroad spans the length of Taral. Now get back to work. She's a lioness. They're both humans, one blonde, one taller, and auburn hair. They both wave and leave. It's great to see the boys so passionate about their work. Thanks again, Mercy. If you've a little more time to spare, I have an update about our progress. I smile and nod. Cutscene goes black. We have reached 5 stars, or 5 hearts with Nitowikwe. We get some level 10 materia for perception and control. So one is crafting. Sorry, so perception is for gathering. Control is for crafting, and that's at this level. If you put 12s on your gear and ever want to unmeld them, you have like a 40% chance to succeed or lose it. So 10s are the highest I've done so far. I did do some 12s and learn the hard way, you know. And then we get 3 plates of stuffed peppers for perception and GP buffs from food. Satisfaction up. Nitowikwe, Savior of the Railing, is our new title. Or your contributions thus far have kept the railing rolling, but it seems Nitowikwe needs to speak with you. Black screen, by the way. A new quest continuing the story of the Zoctoral railing is now available. Upon completion, the custom deliveries list for Nicole. Okay. We'll add the weight of a train on here. The weight of a train. Level 90 quest. 248,000 experience reward. I can't thank you enough, Mercy. Your contributions have kept both our operations and the train running smoother than a Ronik's backside. Everyone settled into a rhythm. I don't know what that was. Sorry. Passengers and staff alike. And because of that, Wawalika has made progress on the railroad repair project. Remember the business proposal he was drafting? He submitted it to the Wing of Reflection, and they've granted us clearance to begin construction. As a matter of fact, Val Wuklamat helped in the negotiations and recruited some Alexandrian engineers to come and help. They should be arriving any minute. Seeing as you know these folks, I reckon you ought to attend. Head to Shaaloani station, and I'll be there once I've rounded up the others. This is rather more than what usually happens in my recollection at the end of a reputation gathering with one of these custom delivery people. But we fly northeast, and we have a destination to wait. Waiting complete. Cutscene. We have all the people I've been helping are looking for something or someone or whatever. Wawalika, the lion man, who is wed to... Now I forgot her name already. Says, "Where are they? I asked Val Wuklamat to have them wait here after deboarding." Deboarding. Some people walk up. Oh, I recognize. She's one of the twins who is like in the back room. Don't recognize the two of them so much. But the pink-haired twin says, her name is Wayakwe. Forgive me for the delay, everyone. I confess, I have long sought the opportunity to explore my mother's homeland and found myself distracted upon arriving. Janolt. He's also in the back room. I don't remember him being shirtless, but he's one of the engineers or tech people that helped us out. "Well, if it ain't Mercy, mighty fine place y'all have here." He's got green hair. "It is her. What in the world are you doing here?" It's great to meet the face behind the letters. I am Wawalika, station master of Zoctoral Railing. We enlisted Mercy to assist with our operations. Wuklamat's a good friend, and when she made mention of your plan to reconnect the rails, we were glad to volunteer," says Janolt. "And this is our mediator from the outskirts, the closest settlement to Shaaloani station," he says about the light blue-eared and haired bunny lady. "I come on behalf of our leader, Pep Bowen. Paul O. A. Nancy Pep Bowen. We welcome the reopening of Shaaloani station, and as such we are willing to discuss a loan of laborers to your cause." "That'd be a great help. We're prepared to invest as many resources as we can, but the work will go faster with more hands," says Nitowikwe. I'm really trying to figure out how to distinguish there. Hopefully the bunny lady doesn't talk anymore. The Humes behind her nod. "Likewise, it would be our pleasure to help you build the bridge between our two communities. This undertaking will change countless lives for the better, and I can't wait to see how it will bring people together." The lioness seems a little bit unsure, thinking about it now. Great to have you all on board. Here's a copy of the proposal for your reference," says Wawalika. I don't remember his name, whatever. Wawalika, yeah. "But first, you folks deserve some time to experience the lands outside the dome. Your next destination is the palace, I take it? Go and enjoy Tuliolal. I've never known a more vibrant city." "Much obliged, Wawalika. When we return, let's get down to business, eh? I think I used to do his voice Scottish. It's been a while. The three of them bow or wave and turn and leave. Waves from the two Humes. Nitowikwe says, "Alright, you go on ahead and head back to... You go on and head back to work without me, will you? I'll be along later." And she walks off between the three of them. They all cock their heads to each other. What's gotten into her now? Look, I need to get this paperwork back to the office. Can you check on her for me? I give him a nod. He walks the same direction as her. Out of the scene, though. The two Humes give me a nod and they walk a different direction out of the scene. We're down below. We fly north just a little bit to speak with Nitowikwe. Cutscene. She's looking at the front of the train in its, like, barn. It's just a lot to care about, you know? She turns to me. What? Didn't think me the type to wax sentimental. Well, you've caught me. I'm not like you or the Dawn servants. I can't twist myself into knots over the plight of a stranger. I'm just a train driver. I already had my hands full with Walika, our staff, and our riders. Then I met you, and everything changed. That girl was right. We are building a bridge. Soon our reach will extend farther than I ever dreamed possible, and, well, as happy as I am to have more freight, sometimes I worry my engine's too weak to carry it, so to speak. She's speaking metaphorically, I think. About herself and her abilities. But Wawalika's poured his soul into this railroad, and so have I. Of all the many people it brings into our lives, not one of them is a stranger to me. You think I agreed to drive the Dawn Blazer on a lark? It was because you got us the timber for new railroad ties. You earned my trust with that, Mercy. I walk up to join her, loving the look of the repaired train, and your presence here today proves that it's paid off. My options are the Dawn Blazer saved a great many lives that day, or thank you for trusting in me, or were you scared? The Dawn Blazer saved a great many lives that day. Busting through the barrier, if I recall correctly. I was prepared for the worst, you know. Glad it didn't come to that. I think it exploded. It's like this is the newly created one, I believe. Yeah. Supposing fate decided that was my last drive, I would have spent my final moments furious at myself for missing what came next. I wouldn't have regretted it, though. Not if it kept all my loved ones safe from harm. I'm just looking at her. It's a lot to juggle, isn't it? Caring for so many. But I reckon I'll simply have to figure it out as I go. Mercy, Nitowikwe, says Yapia, the blonde-haired man, I believe. Joining us with the auburn-haired guy and Wawalika. We were just wondering what was taking the two of you so long. Something I should know about. I look at Nitowikwe with a smile. She looks back at Wawalika. Oh, you know me. I was just giving Mercy one of my usual lectures on the unparalleled superiority of our locomotives. He gives a big smile. Shenza says, damn right. Have you told her all the improvements we've made with the prototype? Enough chit-chat. There's still much to be done if we're to make this cross-country rail into a reality. Nitowikwe nods to me and we all take off or start walking off. Camera pans over to the train and then we get a close-up of the big beautiful train. At least the engine. It looks like there is at least one carriage behind it. But the angle is as such that I can't tell for sure. We fly southwest back to Nitowikwe's spot. Talk to her to finish the quest. Listen, Mercy, that conversation was intended for your ears only, alright? Don't go blabbing to anyone. I nod. Now then, I foresee a lot of hustle and bustle once the repair project takes off, so I think I'll keep running operations for the time being. I'd appreciate your continued support whenever you have the time to provide it. You'll be duly compensated, of course. We may need to stock up on a few things, so hope you're not opposed to repeat commissions. Oh, and before I forget, I'll be learning to work the ticket booth next. So, look, you know a thing or two about being in the public eye, right? I have no interest in fashion, but if I'll be speaking with customers, I figure I should try to look more presentable. So if you have any ideas for a work uniform, bring them by. 248,640 experience points, 529 gil. The weight of a train is complete. We are all done gathering favor with Nitowikwe. Future requests will be selected at random, blah, blah, blah. Some of them give you bonuses. The railroad repair kits, track bed repair materials, and cenote oysters give you handsome rewards. And you can glamour her, just like you can glamour all the other ones. Perfect timing, Mercy. If you brought any track-laying materials, I'd be more than happy to take them off your hands. The bonuses... You know... I do actually need... Let's try the Fisher one. It gives a bonus. Cenote oyster. I always have to look it up. Yeah. Cenote oyster. FF11 or FF14 database usually is a good spot. Yoktel 2538 with a metal spinner. Wait, where's all my bait? Awesome. I'm glad I did that. Yoktel. $25.38, so probably over in this, in this area-ish. Well, at least closer to this one than the other. We need at least 138 for max collectability. $25.38. So we are at $35.32. So a little bit north and a fair-ish amount west. Could it be this spot? We'll see. Oh, 25.38. What am I doing? Is it down in this spot? Probably, yeah. Have I fished here before? We gotta turn on collectability. Somebody's probably doing the same thing. And we'll just fish. We'll see how it goes for a second here. I think the best collectability comes from doing like the patience stuff. It is a single exclamation point we're going for. We'll still catch it. The metal spinner is a lure, so it's not, I'm not gonna lose it. Got a Yoktel catfish, which is new for me. We could do patience. And then the hook sets. That's a long reel. There's our single point, as I like to call it. Mudfish, also a new fish for me. We'll do patience. So this is for big, so 2 points. This is for single point. Powerful versus precision. When you use patience, you have a higher chance of getting a large size fish, but a much lower chance of catching it. So you got to use a hook set to get that chance back, and it usually gives you a charge Mudfish, which we don't care about. It gives you a charge of Angler's Art, which we can use for Thaliak's Favor to kind of get stuff back. You can usually do 3 casts. If this timer is still... Oh, shit. Is still up there when you start a cast, it will last through the catch. 139 is good. So you have 2 Angler's Arts already. I have these in my Control 2, Control 3. If I can have 2 hands on the keyboard, I usually am pretty quick about it. See this long reel? I'm already used to the long reel time being a single hook or single point. The shorter one is the double. So our buff wore off. We only got 2 charges. That sucks, but it's fine. We'll survive. And yeah, it does appear to me in general that patience is really good for getting the bigger catches that are more likely to be a higher collectability, or just collectible in general. And see, this is a long reel, so it's probably... Yeah. You can count if you want to. I'll show you how that works. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm watching the hands. 5, circle 6, circle 7, circle 8, circle 9, circle... Oh shit. It was a double. I pressed the single. It's not going to help me. Hey, but we still reeled it in, luckily. We can click this to get 150 GP back. Cast again. You just, when you're fishing, you just naturally get GP back over time. You can also watch these circles. Maybe these orbs that circle around you. Maybe that'll show you how. I went to the control. That was somewhat short-ish. 145 is good. It's greater than 138. We just hit level 98, baby. We need 3 of these, so we will once again patience, cast, control 3 for little, control 2 for big. Sorry, 2x, 2 points is 2, 1 point is 3. Got pretty good at it. Although, obviously you just saw me fail one. I failed one and still caught it, so that was nice. See, this is your reduced hooking efficiency. That was quick. I think that's the one we want. If it's a long one in a 1 point, it's the mudfish. If it's short, boom, 139. All you gotta do is move to stow your gear. Sheshewazi? Sheshenowazi. Sheshenowezi. Sheshe. Let me leave a little note here. Hold on a second. I have to log in first. Is that worth it? Hold on. No. One-time password. No, not worth it. There's already all the information that's needed. Whatever I would add wouldn't really add anything. So we'll get a bonus. I've never done one with a bonus before, so we'll see what happens here. Like it says down here, collectability 138 or higher. Got 139 on this one. First we smash the shells, then mix the bits into our ballast. We've found that it improves drainage and helps the wood to last as long as possible. Mercy, you've outdone yourself, blah blah blah. Yeah. She'll say the same thing every time. I don't know what bonus I got. Hold on. We got, oh my god. I got 4,136,000 experience points, 270 purple crafters scripts, 2505 gil. I don't know what the bonus was. She says the same thing. The customer's always right is almost complete. Okay, we're gonna get like maximum benefit from this one. It'll complete a weekly. What are they called? Weekly challenge. Yeah. We get a black screen. We get this every time we complete 6 deliveries every week, so. Our riders have never been happier, Mercy, and we owe it to you and your many contributions. I see them off when they leave, and I'm there when they return a few days later. Sometimes they even greet me like we're old friends. It warms my heart like nothing else. And that's it. Cool. Where is... Oh, here we go. So once again, fishing style this time. Is this spinning around me because of collect? No. They're spinning around me because of sneak? Or truth of oceans? No. Sneak, maybe? Yeah, it was sneak, okay. Anyway, once again, Hildy and Hardi, we all thank you for watching, and Alpha. Thanks, Alpha. Hope you've enjoyed. Bye-bye for now.